Going on YouTube? This is Tyler Caison again with the Millionaires Day Off. Today we sit down with Zack Caison. He's a young entrepreneur on his way to making his first $1 million. He's eager to learn. He's very hard driven, soft spoken, and just very dedicated in his craft. And so I'm super excited for this conversation today. Without further ado, here's Zack Caison. All right. So Zack, I really think what let's try that again. Turn my fucking cell phone off. So I think what I think would be a good starting point for us is like just talk about. So you were in college, you wanted to be a nurse, all those things were anesthesiology, all those things were happening for you, and then just kind of a light switch hit, and then you're like, this isn't my dream, I don't want to do this, and then you started investing in like seminars and classes and stuff like that. So what really changed your aspect on that? I think that's a good starting point for us.
Mostly I got to a point where I was working and realized I didn't really like it. And then I was like, you know what? I'm not really growing. There's one aspect I really like is I want to grow. And then you get in that area, you just stuck to a certain amount of this is your degree. This is what you do. And then in business, I feel like that it's not limiting. You can have unlimited success. However much you put in is how you get out of it. And so I figured that's really what I liked about business. So
okay. Yeah, it's crazy because I tried the college route too. It never got exciting to me, mostly because I was just making so much money doing other things. Right? I was waiting tables at the time, making $100, $150 cash every day. It was tough to be like, you know what I want to go do? Wake up at 7 a.m. and go learn stuff. So it was just tough for me to find that time, or just the time of hey, I'm gonna dedicate this time to school. Just because to me it was never. I looked around and especially when I'm sure you're probably seeing it now is all your friends are starting to graduate from 2-year degrees and 4-year degrees, and they're like, man, I make $10 an hour. You're like, I don't get out of bed for $10 an hour. You know what I mean? It's just not really. It's not really what you're. It's really just not what's exciting to me. At least I just knew I could make more money elsewhere.
Yeah. I mean, that's one thing that I've been stuck. Should I go to college or should I not? I took this semester off, to reflect on what I want to do. Really, really, truly get down to what I want to do, instead of just going through school and realizing that maybe this ain't for me. But it maybe not. We'll see. That's why I took the initiative to invest into a couple of things from Grant Cardone, which he goes into depth of a lot of things. You can you can buy this sales course, his marketing course, and then I took the initiative just today actually to buy a 3-day event down in Florida with him. So you have to invest in yourself. So that's one thing that I really think.
I'm reading the 10X goal right now, and I think the coolest thing that I've learned is he's very easy to implement, if that makes sense. Yeah. So reading his book, you can read, write your goals out every day. So I've done that every day for almost a week now.
Oh, it works.
Yeah, not that it changes your aspect of life or does anything it's not a giant fundamental thing, but I think just writing my goals down every day, and I've got 2 lists basically, one for my work and one for kind of my personal. Yeah. And the personals, that's when you're I want to be a millionaire, I want to do this, I want to do that. And then work, it's hey, I want this restaurant to be the number 1 restaurant in the company. Stuff like that I have on both lists. I think it's really exciting, just to kind of work on it and just kind of help you through those situations.
That's one thing I've realized. If I don't write it down, then I'm not going to obtain it. You really got to write down your goals every day. That's what I do. I write down my goals, and then weekly goals, and then daily goals, and I'll read them every day, and then especially daily affirmations, speaking everything that I want out of life into existence. So that really sets my day off running. It really helps.
Yeah. What do you? And then so you bought the course. Are you finished that course yet?
Not yet. I'm almost done.
You're almost done.
Almost done. Ready to take the test.
So what's the thing from that course you think's a big implementer, right?
One thing in business that I've always learned and watching all these people, what they say is the number one reason that businesses fail, they don't do enough marketing. So marketing is the number one reason for why businesses are so successful. So that's why I bought the marketing course. So when I open my own business or help other people's businesses, I'll be ready to market. So that's one thing I'm really ready to get out of this course is marketing. So
okay. So you mean by marketing that's a wide stream of things, right? That's cold calling, it's advertising, it's
YouTube, Instagram, Facebook.
This right here. I mean,
sales funnels, podcasts. Yeah.
Right. Because I think I think a cool thing about this is like I may not get people to sit down and have big high up people in the world to sit down and have a conversation with me for an hour, but I think if it gives them the opportunity to promote whatever business it is. I think that would be really, I think that's an easy sell. Hey man, do you want to come on a podcast? You can talk about your business for an hour. Talk about why your business is better than everything else. That's, like Greg Cardone says, dominate your sector. And then you could share it with all your people, which helps you because it helps drive your business. Helps me because then I start getting clicks and views, right?
Yeah.
So out of all those things, I went to your house the other day and I saw your vision board. Kind of talk about your vision board. What's on there? What's the end goal? What are we looking for?
So my vision goal board has tons of things. It has my cars my dream cars, my dream house, what it would look like, and then it also has my logo that I created recently. Thinking about opening a Christian-based gym wear, because that's one thing that's really saved me, especially day to day. It keeps me motivated, gives me something to do is gym. So I have that on there, and then I also have just goals in life that I really want. Money. I wrote out a blank check that like will speaking it into existence pretty much. So I see that every day, that $1 million, so I will attain that. So if seeing that every day, it triggers something in your mind that if I see it, I'm going to attain it. I mean, if I just go day to day, say, I want to be successful, but I'm not implementing everything that I need, or want to be successful, then I'm not going to do it. So that trigger in your mind, seeing that every day, speaking things into existence, affirmations, visually. I mean, it depends how you learn. If it's visual, I mean, or by talking, I mean, it just depends.
Yeah. It's weird because the thing that so I'm implementing all these things that I want. I think building habits is a huge thing, right? And so, building I've gone to the gym 6 out of the last 8 days, and now I've read 7 out of the last 8 days, and now I'm starting to build these good habits. It's tough, so let's say you didn't have a job right now. Let's say it's all over and you're starting fresh from scratch. How do you attack that $1 million check, right? Because that's kind of it. You get lost in your work. You get lost in because you're making this check, this money, and all these, but you got bills A, Y, B, and C, right? Mm-hmm. You've got all these things going on, and so all the money, at least I found from my checks, are gone. I might have a couple extra $100 here and there, but not be enough to open, a huge restaurant or to. You just don't have that kind of cash. It's all kind of tied up.
That's what I really realized. I mean, I might not make a whole lot right now, but if you're not making a whole lot right now, you're not doing with the money that you should. Then once you get it, you're not gonna do the same. So now with all the money that I have or get from my actual work, I invest it. Not all the money, but I leave what I need to live on, what I need for bills, and then the extra money that I have, and I can either spend it on things that are meaningless. I could go buy me some new shoes, or I can spend that $200 on something that's gonna benefit me in the long run. And then that's one thing that really gets tripped up in this world is people, once they obtain money, they look at the how access success to be what do you have. I mean, they try to be flashy. That's one thing that I really realize is that the most richest people in the world do not have the flashiest stuff, and then they don't try to show off to other people. That's one thing that I realized, that a lot of people who try to show off usually have the least amount of money. So I use that money to really invest in myself, whether it be working out or...
Right. So you say you invest. So what's your net worth? What do you think your net worth is right now? If you added up all your stuff and... How much do you have in the stock market? How much do you have in 401k? All those things.
I don't really have much in the 401k. About to invest in some money in some real estate because Grant Cardone's opening for non-accredited investors. So I'll probably invest in that soon. And then I don't really have anything much invested in the stock market because I pulled it all out because so I can invest into actual stuff that's going to benefit me for what I want to do. So you can have stuff in the stock market and just let it sit there, but I just pulled it out so I can invest in programs and all that stuff.
Got it. So you're more spend money on yourself so that way you have the tools to succeed rather than throw money in X company, let it make money for you. Is that kind of the way you're thinking about it?
For right now, yeah. And then
that's interesting.
My end goal is to invest in a lot of real estate.
Okay.
But I gotta have the tools right now for what I want to do.
Right, which is the athletic wear, the marketing piece of that
sales,
athletic wear. All those things, right? It's cool, man. So I don't know if you and I have really talked about so there's this side of the podcast, YouTube channel stuff that I'm doing. Yeah. It's interviews, podcast stuff like that. On the back end of it, it's a challenge. Mm-hmm. So on that challenge, I started about 2 weeks ago. One, it's habit building. It's how successful can I be, but I gave myself $100 out of my own pocket, right? So I gave myself $100. I got my check, pulled $100 out, and that was it for me from that check. And my goal is to turn that into $1 million. Yeah. So now I'm not allowed to touch any money from my full-time job. I'm only allowed to touch that $100 and then whatever I can generate by myself. So today I spent, I made like $10 Ubering. Yeah. So I mean nothing crazy, but I made that, and then I invested that $100 into Chewy's. Chewy's, the Mexican food restaurant. Yeah. It hadn't made any money yet, but I at least owned some point, right? So while I'm trying to build this capital up, I can have money just sit there and hopefully, and then when I pull it out, it'll be up, and I can at least have a little. Yeah. It's better than throwing it in a bank and it just sitting there, right, and losing because of inflation and all those other things.
Yeah, that's one thing. Today that we've grown up, society has told us to save. I mean, what's that saving going to do? It's just going to sit there. That's wasteful money. And then today's market, like how much money we've printed over the past year is like 60% or some crazy number for how much money has been printed over the past year due to COVID. So that's really crazy. And then the money is going way down. Yeah. So money is becoming useless. I mean, what inflation is right now, and then it's just the amount of money a dollar is not a dollar anymore. So.
Right. Okay, so let's say this, Zach. So let's put yourself in my shoes for a second. I give you $100 right now and tell you to go turn it into $1 million. What do you do?
Okay, let's see. I'd probably go find someone and say, watch me turn this $100 into $1 million. You find someone successful, like go to a business, and then you put that $100 down, give me, or say, but I wouldn't probably spend $100 actually. I'd probably go to someone successful and who has $1 million business and say, watch me, give me the things that I need, and let me turn it in to what you need. So I'd generate money that way.
How would you do that? Break it down a little bit more for me.
So I mean,
anybody could say, "Hey, man, I'm gonna go find a successful business person, and he's gonna help me turn it into $1 million."
Yeah, I understand that.
So break it down just a little bit more.
I'd probably go to them and say, "Give me whatever I need for marketing, whatever they're trying to sell, right? And then give me that for marketing. Let me turn in sales funnels, YouTube. Let me convert what you have into what it should be. I mean, what it could potentially should be." So I'd probably.
So how do you find those millionaires? I don't know any millionaires. Do you?
go to a business. I mean,
just go knock on random businesses. Hey, Wells Fargo, y'all need me to help you guys become richer? Is that?
I mean, you're gonna another no is a lot closer to another yes. So, I mean, if they might say you're gonna get a lot of no's, you know, a lot of because I mean, who are we? I mean,
right? No, I totally get what you're saying. Yeah, totally. But I think for me, like, so, you know, I love where your train of thought is hey, I'm just gonna be with you, and my dedication will prove that this will kind of turn into more money.
You can say get out of here. I mean, let me prove that like what I'm worth to you. Like, let me show you what I can do. That's one thing that I mean, you would have to do.
Yeah, I agree. I just think it's you know, when you look at like stuff like that, just like who would you go to, right?
Yeah.
So like, I mean, anybody could say, hey, I'm gonna go to every bank in Amarillo and just ask for if they want help, if they need a job, right? Do you go get a job? Because if you get a job, you're just doing the exact same thing you're doing right now.
No,
right?
if you get a job, you're limiting yourself. That's when you're going to be limited to a salary. So how you're going to make that $1 million eventually, but you're limiting yourself.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a cap on how much you can make at that job.
Correct.
Or you can create your own business or help someone else make that $1 million, right?
Okay. Yeah, I agree with you. It's crazy. Okay. What do you think one great habit a millionaire has that other people don't?
One great habit is I think of OQP, only quality people, and I realize that your friends have a lot to do for what you're going to do. So I feel like millionaires, they don't hang out with low life people who are living the day-to-day lives and have no goals and who don't want anything out of life and just going through the motions. I feel like millionaires, they're hanging out with other millionaires. They're not hanging out with rubbish people. I mean, you make a few $1,000s within your 5 closest friends. Show me your friends, I'll show you your future. I mean, that's true. I mean, over the past year, I've had to cut out a lot of people out of my life or not talk to them as much because they're not good for me. They're not within my goals and within the things that I want to do in life. So I had to distance myself from them. Doesn't mean I'm not friends with them. I'm just not spending time with them as much.
Yeah, man. I think that speaks for every level of human, right?
Yeah.
Once you decide, like, because time's so valuable, man.
Yeah.
It's what I've learned just doing this for the past couple weeks is that my time is so valuable if I want to accomplish this goal of becoming a millionaire off $100 or whatever. You know, because then it takes time for me to schedule these. It takes time to do all these things. And if I'm and the really thing that kind of like woke me up to everything is like I was sitting there, like every time I was off, I was like watching Netflix for 8 hours a day, or I was playing video games or doing whatever that is. And then like I was just like, dude, this is not helpful. It's not helping me become a better person. And so, you know, I think what really woke me up is like, dude. So let's say nobody watches this stack. Let's say 0 people. This thing, after a year from now, this podcast between you and me has 0 views.
Yeah.
Right. It's still beneficial to me because I got to sit down and talk with you about stuff that's very, you know, success, business. It helps me build a network of all these successful people.
Yeah.
And so, like, you know, I've got another one of these I'm trying to line up, and so, you know, the goal is to like build a network almost of all these like very famous people because I don't know any. To my point, I don't know any millionaires.
Network equals net worth.
Right. I don't know anybody.
Yeah.
So if I have them sit down, talk to me for an hour, and then, you know, their business gets a kickback because they can use it as advertising or whatever they want to do with this podcast. And for me, I just got a contact in my life that is a very successful, high performing person. Now, I mean, there's all ends of the spectrum, right? When it comes to there's a lot of steps between $100 and a millionaire, right? I mean, you're obviously not a millionaire, so you're like an up and comer though. But at least you're trying to drive those things. You just learn things. But I think think it's just cool that you build those contacts with people and you
Yeah.
get that. You start building that friend circle, and it just gives me an outlook. Because it's a tougher sell for me to say, hey, I'm somebody who doesn't know what the hell I'm doing. Can I come talk to you for an hour, and you teach me stuff about this with no kickback for them? They just do it out of the kindness of their heart.
Yeah, I mean, but also for successful people to hang out with you, you have to offer something for them. What are they going to get out of it?
Right. So hey man, let's do a podcast. You can use it as advertising or whatever you want to use it as. It could be a tool for your business and help you grow and develop, and it also helps me because now I'm spending my days off not watching Netflix. I'm talking to successful people.
Yeah, I understand that. That's one thing I've every Sunday or try to every Sunday. I go to this thing at church, and then with a lot of successful business people, we learn about not only business but life. Like how do you channel marriage, other things in life, and then comes business. So business isn't on top of the spectrum. For your business to succeed, you also have to have all these other things in life that will help you in the long run, help your business succeed. You can work all this time on business and be a really successful business person, but really fail at life. So you have to have all these other things like marriage. Like marriage is really important. I'm not married yet, but one day I will be, but I want that to succeed. If that doesn't succeed, then I've really failed at life,
Yeah, I think from someone who is married, let me tell you what I've learned, because this is a lot of shit to juggle. It's a lot of stuff. It's a lot of moving parts, man. I have a full-time job that's already demanding, right? I get a phone call, gotta go to work. It's very demanding.
Yeah.
And then you come home and you got to do things for the wife. You got to do A, B, C, and D. But then you're also trying to fit this stuff in. And what I've learned and what's helped me over the last couple of weeks when I've been doing this is like, if I'm somewhere, I'm just 100% in at that spot. Because what would my wife Kate rather prefer, right? Would she rather prefer me be half attentive and half, we'll call gas, give a crap?
Yeah.
For 8 hours, she'd rather have half of my attention for 8 hours or 100% of my attention for 4 hours.
Exactly.
She would 100% say, I'd rather have 100% of your attention for 4 hours, right? And so that's really helped me to now I'm staying longer at work so that way I don't get a phone call.
Yeah.
I'm doing this stuff literally when she's at work, so that way whenever she comes in, it's husband time. It's husband, it's getting ready for the baby, all those things.
Yeah.
And so that's some advice for you is just like, man, when it comes to like just being somewhere, just be 100% in at that one thing.
Yeah. Gotta have a balance in life. You gotta have a balance in all areas.
Yeah.
And I really like that. Thank you.
Yeah. What are you doing on your days off? What does a typical day off look like for you?
Typical day off. So I work nights, right? So on my full day off that didn't work nights. On a full day off, like going to sleep at 9 or 10. Wake up at 5, go work out, and then I'll come home, eat, and then I'll read for 10 hours. Not 10 hours.
10 hours?
10 pages. 10 pages. And then for a couple hours, I'll do that marketing stuff, listen to that. And then also listen to other podcasts too, like Dropping Bombs, Joe Rogan sometimes.
What's Dropping Bombs?
With Bradley. He'll have all these other people come on his show.
Who's Bradley?
Bradley is he is the inventor of Lightspeed, which helps. It's like a business platform on the internet.
Oh, okay, I got you.
And then, but he's also really good friends with Grant Cardone. That's how I got to know about Bradley. So, yeah, he'll have all these other successful business people come on his show, and then I'll also listen to that. Like, he'll get a lot out of that. And then, but I really start the day with reading the Bible, the most important book out of everything. My faith with God has grown, but it also has helped me realize, because I was like in a dark place a couple while back, and God has really showed me, like it's like I'm waiting for you, pretty much. I was really blocking him out. Not trying to, but blocking him out, right? So I wasn't waking up every day and living through him and for him. So.
Yeah, leads me to
I mean, we all have the same 24 hours in a day.
Right.
I mean, what are you going to do with that 24 hours? Millionaires have the same 24 hours we do. I mean, people complain like, this person's successful, but what do they have done? Like, they don't have anything different within your life. They have the same 24 hours. They have the same opportunities. Maybe money will have a thing into it, but you have the same opportunities. You have the initiative to become better every single day. Are you going to become better, or are you just going to stay the same? That's the thing. So.
Yeah, so going back to your Christianity and stuff like that, how do you think that people, because it's really easy, right, with 100 things going on that we're already talking about, right? Wife, work, this, that, the other. Why do you think it's important to give that time to Jesus? The reason I bring it up is, like, I think it's tough for somebody who's already feel like they're maxed out, right? Who's already feeling like that, and like to be like, okay, you want me to do that, plus you want me to read the Bible every day, plus you want me to do all these things for God. What would you say to someone who's just trying to, like, they feel like they're just surviving in their Jesus world, and how can they thrive in it?
Yeah. One thing, going back to, like, how do you have time? Did you spend 10 minutes and scrolling through Facebook when you could have implemented that towards something else? I mean, that's one thing that would be like, I don't have the time to do that. Yeah, you do. If you really go through your day and jot down to what you do for how long, it's crazy for how long we procrastinate and not productive stuff we do. So I've really gone into that. So going back to that, how do you implement it? I mean, starting out with him, right? Every day, wake up, implementing him into you. I mean, without your faith, you will have nothing. You might succeed, but truly you'll have nothing. At the end, the goal in life, because all the things we accomplish in life, do you want to be a Christian that will end up going to heaven, or you end up going to hell? I mean,
right.
So.
Okay. What challenges do you face in your personal life? I mean, you're not perfect, right? What's your biggest opportunity to take that next step from a couple $1,000s in investments, and this, that, and the other, to $1 million? What's your biggest opportunity when it comes to that?
I think that's really blocking me is, first, I talked about friends, who you hang out with. Second, I mean, being stuck, not wanting to, like, I'm 21. I don't have kids. I don't have a girlfriend. Being stuck, I mean, the ability to move and go somewhere. I mean, from just move for better opportunities. That would also help. I don't really know.
I agree with both, man. I mean, friends are very important. I think that happens at every age. It's crazy because when I was your age, I was like, all right, marriage, kid, full-time job, X, Y, Z. And now I've succeeded. I've achieved about 90% of those. I've got my son coming in February, but now I look back and I go, man, if I was 19, 20, 21 years old, I would have been tearing it up. Yeah. It's just kind of the same way you are with, I'm going to go do this seminar, I'm going to go do this, I'm going to do that. But I mean, just more of like an action standpoint, like today I said I went Ubering. If I didn't have Kate and wife, kids, I would have stayed out there for 10 hours.
Yeah.
Make an extra $100, throw that exactly into somewhere else that doesn't, needs to go.
Yeah.
Crypto, stock market, whatever you want it to be, right? Throw it into something and then just let it sit there. Now my time's not really my own much anymore because I do have those other responsibilities. But I think for you, man, you're in a perfect time if you really want to just bite that, kind of take the bull and run. I think you're in a perfect spot to do that. Now, who doesn't want to be married, wife, kid? All that stuff just kind of happens when you don't expect it to.
Yeah, it'll come in its own time.
Yeah,
when I'm ready and when the other person's ready. And then one thing that a lady told me at church the other day was like that she wished she would have kept on going when she was at a young age, and I was like, yeah. I mean, if like I have thoughts about like maybe I should do this, maybe I should do that, maybe I should go find a stable job. But that's not me.
Yeah.
I mean, I want to be able to accomplish what I want to be able to accomplish. I don't want to have a cap on how much money I make or the abilities that I do. One thing about going to school for this nursing or whatever, I was calculated it out. It'd take me a couple of years for nursing school, have to work in ICU, and then go back to school for CRNA. But calculated time, it'd be around 26, around the time I would get done, around then or so. And then, but I thought, I was like I'm making this much money by the time I get there. It's going to take me 6 years to get there, but I'll be making that much money. That's a hefty amount of money.
What is that amount?
So at $200,000.
Yeah, big time money.
It's really a really good amount, but that's guaranteed, right? I mean, that you can have the safety of that guarantee of how much you're going to make, or you can have the ability to surpass that. I mean, you're not guaranteed you're going to surpass that, but I'm sure as heck going to try.
Yeah.
I guarantee you, by the time I get to 26, I'm going to be making way more than $200,000.
Okay. Do you have like a business plan for what's the name of the athletic company you're trying to start?
I was thinking about being redeemed.
Redeemed Athletic, I love it. So how do you get that started? What's the start point for you?
Gotta have the money to start. Whether it be manufacturing, the clothes, or whatnot. I mean, but you can also go through e-commerce or whatever it is, and then do it that way, where you print on demand, like where they buy it and then someone else prints it for you and makes it for you. But
what would it cost to get, let's just say 100 shirts, right?
I was
go to the manufacturer
looking at that.
And say, man, I need 100 shirts in XYZ sizes. What would that cost?
Well,
that's all you need, right?
I think it was I was looking the other day, it was like $7 and something.
$7 a shirt?
Yeah.
So if you do it 100 times, let's say
they're around $700.
Okay. To you, I mean, you just spent a couple thousand on whatever, which I think is good for you. But now you know how to market it. You could open an online store, and then come back on this podcast and say, hey, I'm Redeemed Athletic, this, that, the other.
That's the ultimate goal. Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, so I mean, what does that cost? Less than $1,000, and you could literally start making cash.
Yeah.
Soon, because once people, it's all about, like Grant Cardone says, dominating your sector.
Yeah.
What's going to make you different than Nike, Adidas?
I don't have that platform as Nike and Adidas do, but one thing that is going to help me is faith-based. So Redeemed is going to be a Christian faith-based athletic wear. And then a lot of people rely on the gym, whether it be for depression, anger, whatever it may be, whatever their reason may be that they go to the gym, or even personal goals and growth. And that ability, that one thing I really love about the gym is you're not going to get results like a snap.
Right.
It's going to take years to get the goal that you want, right? So I feel like having that faith-based, the ability for that, having God within your life. So if someone's going through depression and like wearing a faith-based like shirt or whatever, I mean, seeing that every day that you lift and work out, you realize who the ultimate Father is, right? And where you can give upon all that. Instead of just going to the gym, you can give all your worries, anxiety, depression, you can give it all to Him, right?
What about this, Zach? This just kind of thought came to me. When you think of a religion, right? Who's the first person besides God? Who's the first actual human being you think of when you think of a religion?
Religion? Probably Nana.
No, I just mean like if you were to pick like a certain person, right? Pastors, right? Someone thinks religion, they just think of their pastor, right?
Yeah.
They think of someone who leads them in religion all the time. So, use your big marketing brain, print out 700 shirts, or whatever, 100 shirts, whatever that number is that you could afford. Give, so let's say it costs you $700. So you'd sell them for 15, right?
Yeah.
I'm assuming. You make $8 a shirt. So what about if you took 100 shirts, cut those in half, gave 50 of them to pastors?
Oh, without a doubt, I would give away. It's all about the marketing. Like in the beginning of a business, you're not gonna make money off like that. It's gonna take years before you even become successful. But you have to get your name out there and your brand out there. So I would definitely give a lot of my
So what if you pick the top
away.
50? Let's say top 50 leaders in Amarillo, Texas, top religious leaders in all churches. Just meet with them and just say, you don't even have to meet with them.
It doesn't even have to be athletic.
Just say, hey, who's the lead guy at the church you go to?
Guy's name.
Let's say whoever that is. Hey, let's say it's Joe Bob. Hey, go to his secretary. Hey, is Joe Bob here? No, he's busy today. Okay, perfect. My name's Zach. I'm with Redeem Athletic. Here's a free shirt for him on me. And if he's interested in buying more, and here's my card with it. Thank you so much. Have a good day. Who's not going to wear a free shirt to the gym?
Exactly.
Right? So now, if I'm at the gym, I see my pastor wearing a shirt that's Redeem based, that's athletic, that's moisture mix, all those things that a good athletic shirt needs to be.
Yeah.
And like I see him wearing that brand, I'm like, that was a cool shirt I saw him in.
Yeah.
Because all pastors work out because they don't want to be 500 pounds on stage, right? Nobody wants that. So they all work out. And so like that first 100, you're making $50, right? You're not making any money.
Yeah,
But then I guarantee you sell those other 50 lightning fast, right? So you need so you take that other 50, throw another, you're taking all your profit and then buying more, then you're making 100% profit.
Exactly.
What about that, dude?
That'd definitely be it.
That's it.
Yeah.
So what's stopping you from doing this tomorrow?
Nothing.
What's stopping? Literally, it costs $700 to do. What is?
The only thing that's stopping me is a lot of the business fell within the first year, right? Like 90%.
If it fails, Zach, you're out $700.
Yeah.
I've spent more on a bar tab than that.
Exactly, but I'm investing in myself, so the ability for when I create my business, I'll be ready.
Yeah.
I don't want to go into business and not. You're not gonna know everything off the bat, right? You're gonna learn as you go. But I want to have the tools to have the best chance for it to become successful. That's why I'm investing in all this stuff. So when I create my business, I'll have the tools for it to succeed.
Have you ever heard the 60% rule?
Yeah.
What is it?
60% of your time and money.
No. So 60%. It's almost like a rollout rule that I've used in my life. If something's 60% ready, it's good to go.
Yeah.
There's gonna be challenges. Like Grant Cardone says, you're gonna have new problems.
Oh yeah.
Wouldn't you rather have new problems than old problems, right?
Right.
So, I think you just did it, right? I think you and I sat here and we just basically made you a business model that would would get you started.
Yeah.
Like take this podcast for example, Zach. Let's say nobody watches this. One, I get a benefit out because I've talked to you.
Yeah.
Two, I'm out $100, literally $200.
Yeah.
I'm out $200. Like I said,
you just spent that
bar tab's bigger than that.
Exactly. You just spent that in a week on food.
Yeah, but let's say I make money with it, right? Let's say this video makes $20. Instead of talking in the $20, just throw it into something else.
Yeah.
Get a light. Get X, Y, Z. Because like I said, my money's I'm set. I've got a full-time job. I'm good.
Yeah.
And until this makes more money than that, then I'm still doing both. But I think that's what I just mean by like, what are you out, right? Let's say nobody buys a shirt. You've given away 50. Nobody buys another one. You just give away the other 50. You're at $700. I've spent way more achieving a lot less, is what I'm saying.
Exactly.
I bought a PlayStation for $700.
Exactly. And what has it done for you?
Nothing.
It's just sitting in there, right?
Nothing.
Yeah.
Man.
You got to make your money work for you.
That's how I think you do it, man.
If you're not making money while you're sleeping, then you're not really making money.
Yeah. I did the logo for this podcast. I did it on Photoshop. It took me literally a minute and a half.
Yeah.
Is it the best logo in the world? No. But it's something that'll get me started.
Exactly.
Same thing I think could happen for you.
Exactly.
You got a laptop, download Photoshop. It costs $10 a month.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So download Photoshop, make you a logo, throw it on a t-shirt, whatever, $600-$700. You're out. I mean, that's easy.
I'd spend that money on shoes.
Yeah, man.
Or
you'd spend it on 100 other things.
Exactly.
But this helps grow your brand.
Exactly.
Because I think there's steps, right? I think there's multiple businesses you have to do to become ex-billionaire, right?
Yeah.
So my big dream, my end-all be-all is I want to own my own restaurant. That's always what I've wanted to do.
Yeah.
But do I have 40 grand to open a restaurant? Do I have 100x grand to open a restaurant? No, I don't right now.
Yeah.
So if I do a podcast, it gets me to 30. Then I can flip a house, make it to 6. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, because you're not, I just don't have the money. So if I do all these other things that cost me nothing, all the upside, it may take longer. It may take me 100 of these to start actually making money. But again, I'm out $200.
Exactly. I mean, everybody has these end goals, right?
Right.
You have to have these goals in between, though, right? I mean, you have to ask yourself, what do you want to have? You have to write down your goals. What do you want to have out of life?
Yeah.
I mean, on another sheet of paper, how are you going to obtain these goals? I mean, it might be goals a year from now. It might be goals next month and this week. You got to have goals, but you have to go into depth. How are you going to obtain these? Because if you have these goals, you have to have the right vehicle to drive you to these goals, right?
Yeah.
If you don't have the right vehicle, if you have a vehicle that's out of gas, then it's not going to get you to your destination, right? So you have to have gas to put in your vehicle to get you where you want to be. So that vehicle or that destination is where you want to be or what you want to achieve in life. So you have to have these goals to drive to that destination, right?
Do you think people fear not to go for goals because they're afraid they're going to fail?
You're going to fail. That's not a question. You're going to fail at some point or time in life. Failing is just going through it. I mean,
yeah. I fail every day.
Exactly.
I got a real estate license. That failed. I did.
It's all part of your journey.
Yeah. I did this. It failed. I did that. It failed. But at least I'm trying stuff. You know what I mean?
You'll discover what's not right for you.
Yeah.
And I mean, I failed. Everybody fails.
Yeah.
It's part of life.
That's crazy, man. I think this redeem's good, man. I'll tell you what, Zach. I'll make you a deal right now. If you do 100 shirts for $7 a pop, and you go give 50 away to other people, I'll cover your back end. Whatever you don't sell in the first 3 months, I'll buy. And I'll give to people who watch this channel.
All right. Let's
Deal. I'm serious. And then that also hey, comment, subscribe, whatever.
Exactly.
Whoever, I'll pick 10 of y'all, give you a free t-shirt.
Exactly.
You're out nothing. You're out zero. I mean, you're out the $700 right now, or whatever it is to make those shirts now. But I'm promising you sales. You're not gonna lose all 700. I promise you that, because I'll buy whatever doesn't sell.
Yeah. All right, that's a deal.
Achieve it, dude. Do something. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean, just try it. Fuck it. Who cares?
I'm already. The odds are already against me. I mean.
Make it. Just put. I mean, it doesn't even have to be big giant logo. Just put the logo right here on the chest.
That's what I want. I don't want it big.
Just put a logo on the chest. Make it a good athletic t-shirt.
But if no one buys it, then no one buys it. At least I tried to do something that I wanted to do. I mean, a lot of people give up at the fact that I'm not gonna make it. It's not gonna succeed.
Yeah. But I think
they give up before they even start.
Yeah. But I think the first sale is the hardest, right?
Yeah.
But if I promise you right now I'll be your first sale, what do you have to lose?
Exactly. Nothing.
Nothing, Zach.
That's right. So that's what just need to get started.
You do. Absolutely. You got work to do.
That's right.
And isn't that cool?
Yeah.
Isn't that what this is all about, man? I think that's half the battle, man.
Yeah.
Just do it. Who cares?
But yeah, I mean, who cares if it failed? At least I tried to spread God's word and my purpose and give that out there.
And then you still have all these people
part of my purpose and
with
part
your
of
t-shirts on their shirt, because I know for me, if I've got a gym t-shirt, that's a gym t-shirt for at least a couple years.
Oh yeah.
Because I mean, you don't need a gym t-shirt to be the nicest clothes. You don't need it to be the flashiest. The logo can mess a little because you're at the gym.
Yeah. Exactly.
How about that, dude? How about that? That's cool, right?
Awesome.
You and I just figured it out right here.
That's right.
So cool. So you got some work to do, man. We're sitting right at about 45 minutes. Anything else you want to talk about? Is there any other challengings? Let's see if I have any. Let's see if I have any other things left on my. What book are you reading right now?
I'm currently reading the E5 Method.
Oh, Brian Caison.
Our dad's.
Yeah.
That's one person that has really been an influence in my life. And your life, too.
Yeah, why wouldn't he?
Because, I mean, he's an amazing role model. I've learned so much from him, especially just talking to him every day, learning millions of things from him. His work ethic's amazing. The ability to not give up. I've seen him fail many times in our life. I've seen him succeed many times. So that's one thing I really love about him, his ability to not give up and to always, I mean, he gives so much to us. He does it for us, right? And then that's one thing I really love about our dad. I mean,
yeah.
But also, I mean, besides that, I mean, he's good at what he does, really good at what he does. And then he's made a lot of money doing what he does. So, I mean, that's one thing that influenced me that, man, it's my dad.
Right.
I mean, I'm not utilizing what I have right in front of me. He's been really, really successful. He's done great things in life. So I'm not utilizing that. That's one thing that's really clicked up to me in the past couple months. I'm like, I have a person right here that could be a great mentor to me that I'm not utilizing. Why am I not? Right. So it's one thing that I've really clicked to me. I'm like, I don't know why it took me this long, but because it's our dad.
Yeah, I mean that's what it is. Because I've had the exact same conversations where I'm like, no, I'm a manager now. I know what I'm doing. Dude, I have no clue. But I failed, and then I go to dad. I say, hey man, I messed this up bad, dude. Do you got any advice? He's like, yeah, try it this way next time. I'm like, all right, sweet.
I mean, he's done it a lot. I mean, his whole life, but he has a lot of knowledge and a lot of advice to give, whatever it may be, relationships. I mean, he's coming through for relationships, whatever it may be. So
yeah. All right, Zach. Last question for you, Zack Caison, future founder of Redeem Athletic. If you were to recommend that to one person to do this podcast, who would it be?
One person to do this podcast. I don't know. Let's see. I have very much friends, so I have a couple.
Yeah.
But let's say maybe Dad.
Okay. There we go.
Brian Caison.
Brian Caison. Shout out. Cool, man. Well, Zach, I can't thank you much for your time, man. I'll let you get to work because we're trying to be millionaires on our days off. We still got jobs. We still got stuff to do, man.
That's right.
All right, brother. Thanks so much for coming down.
Thanks, bro.
Man, wasn't that a cool conversation with Zach? A lot of growing, a lot of learning. This is what this thing's all about, right? So if you enjoyed the video, like, comment, subscribe, do all those YouTube algorithm thingies, and we'll catch you on the next video. Peace.